This is the Astros Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Houston Astros, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
One of the strangest series you will ever see, probably in Major League Baseball, ends on a high note for the Houston Astros today as they find a way to hold on to a 1-0 lead that they get in the first inning thanks to an error to start the baseball game, and a clutch little hit there from Christian Walker. And they get the series split in a series where they got absolutely run out the building in terms of runs. They win one game 2-1. They win the other one 1-0, and they get smoked in the other two. But all that matters is that you find a way to split it, and the Astros in their 10-game homestand with a record of 7-3. That's pretty darn good overall for what the Astros needed to do when they came back home. Hello and welcome this afternoon to the Locked On Astros Postcast. We're with you after every single game. Thanks for always joining us. Make sure that this show is always part of your day. We will be back again, of course, Tuesday when they kick off the series against the Pirates. We'll go ahead and take a look at that one before we get out of here today. But the Astros were fantastic in terms of pitching today, and we're going to get through all of it. And you know what? I think it's probably what you're going to be walking away from this one talking about more than anything else.
This is what you'll be talking about.
It goes back to the same story as it normally is. When the Astros have their, typical guy out there in Hunter Brown or in Framber Valdez, they're aces of their staff. They go out there and slow things down and pitch to their capabilities. That is hard for any team to beat. And we saw that today. We absolutely saw it. We saw it the other day for Framber in game number 2 of this series. Those guys go out, they're going to typically give you the best chance to win almost of any pitcher in the entire game of baseball. And good on the bullpen today, they're able to hold up their back end. Now, look, Brian King comes in, and he's looking a little shaky lately, and I'm the big Brian King fan, and I'll stay steady there, but got the runner to third base. Brian Abreu comes in. I'm not ever a big fan of putting relievers in spots where they have to come get one out, then sit down and do it again. Brian Abreu was great. And we can't say enough about Josh Hader. I mean, today was literally the blueprint of how the Astros want to win. Of course, if you ask Hunter Brown, he wants to pitch further than 6 innings into a game. Did walk 4 batters in the baseball game today. So the pitch count ran up there a little bit. It had 93 through the 6 innings, throwing 49 strikes. So not his most efficient day, but only gave up 1 hit. The team only gives up 2 hits today to Tampa Bay. This is what they're capable of. We know this. And if they get enough out of the other guys to where they have a chance to win most nights, they've played better offensive baseball in the last few weeks. Now today, obviously, really this whole series not included. They weren't horrible at times, but they weren't, good. They didn't score a lot of runs in this series. And Hunter Brown has continued to establish himself, and that's what's so great about what we've been watching. And by the way, the Astros in this series, I was just going to pull up the runs scored. Total-wise, they scored 3. So, yeah, it was actually I overstated it. It was not good in terms of offensive production in this series. It was the start of the homestand that was really good. But they went 3, 2, 3, and 1. And like we talked about yesterday, there's just something about playing Tampa. Tampa just always seems to have their number for some reason. And the games are always so weird. But they won. And you should be happy with it. I'm happy with the split of a 4-game series against that team. It's fine. And you know what? You're not going to go out and win every series. You're not going to go out and dominate everybody. They're going to struggle. They're going to hit moments where they can't hit the baseball. And we'll see how they do against Pittsburgh. Game one of that series is going to have Paul Skeens out there. It's a shame we couldn't have gotten Paul Skeens versus Hunter Brown. Hunter Brown, though, you go pull up the numbers so far this season for old Hunter, because Hunter has been absolutely fantastic. Now on the season, after the 6th shutout today, 8-3, 183 ERA. The dude is as money as it gets. And I keep loving watching him turn into a bulldog out there, I think is the best way to describe it. He is turning into a guy that is just, he wants the moment every single time. And you love it. He is truly going out there and pitching like an ace every single time. And you could find anything. And look, I could find a bunch of things, again, to be negative about. The fact they didn't score a lot of runs in this series. But they're not – you think they're going to go out there and score 5 runs, 6 runs every day? Well, you just don't know baseball. I don't know. You need to find something different to do, is what I like to say. I prefer to be happy when good things happen. I prefer to look at the best of today. And the best of today was Hunter Brown again. On the season, like I mentioned, now 8-3, 183 through 12 starts, 73 2/3 innings pitched. He's at 84 strikeouts to 20 walks, whip at .91. You just go to the league leaders in the American League in terms of pitching so far this season. You could really include the entire league. Right now, I'd say it's a race between Rodon's going to get love because he pitches in New York. And really, there's 4 guys overall right now that would get votes. And it'd be Brown, Rodon, Skubal up in Detroit, who's fantastic, and Garrett Crochet in Boston, who's been electric for them. I really don't know which way voters would lean right now. It's a vote. You never know. All 4 of them are deserving to this point of the season. Hunter ranks 4th in strikeouts among those 4. He leads all those guys, or everybody but Skubal, in terms of whip, .91 for the whip. Batting average against now at 185, which is the second best mark in the American League. He has a complete game on top of that. The 70, what is he at? What did I say his innings pitched were? He's 7th in the league at 74 or 73 2/3 innings pitched. Fromber's second, because Fromber is always up there at the top. And then you get to the ERA battle. ERA so far this season at 1.83. There's only 3 guys with a better ERA. And, I'm not trying to downplay those guys. I just don't think that those guys are having as electric of a season in terms of strikeouts and everything. That would be 2 Rangers pitchers and Bubic at the top. They'll get some love too, but I think that those guys that I mentioned are probably your 4 biggest candidates at the moment in terms of guys that are out there doing their thing. And how about, before we get to our first little timeout, how about that 9th inning? What a weird 9th inning. What a weird ejection. The fact that the umpire got his panties in a bunch there about the tapping of the helmet. Now, look, it was definitely a ball. And it was definitely a disrespectful move on his part to, to go out there and tap the helmet. And, of course, I'm speaking of Walls there, who did that for Tampa. And it could have derailed Josh Hader in that moment. I mean, you get lathered up, you get, get going. And it didn't happen. It did not keep him from going out there and doing his thing. And that guy lost his mind too. Absolutely lost his mind. I love a good ejection from a baseball game. I love a good scream fest at an umpire. That was just such a weird one. Again, I know the pitch was definitely a ball, but still, like, I thought it was an overreaction on both parts. Good thing it wasn't the Astros that did it. That's, I guess, the best way to look at it. And it didn't affect the baseball games. The Astros get the 1-0 victory today over the Tampa Bay Rays. Talk a little bit more about that bullpen, how great that's been, or was again today. And let's talk about, of course, the series coming up against Pittsburgh next here on the Locked On Astros Postcast. It's getting a little late in the afternoon. Maybe you're hungry, but it's not, time for that dinner yet. Well, why not look for a snack that's both delicious and nutritious? Crack into a good source of protein with Wonderful Pistachios. Wonderful Pistachios is one of the highest protein nuts. Each 1 ounce serving has 6 grams of protein, giving you over 10% of your daily value. Plus, they're packed with fiber and better for you unsaturated fats to help keep you feeling fuller longer. I personally love the no shells variety. It's a perfect grab and go snack for my busy days. I will have a bag of them in my backpack tomorrow as I'm out doing what I'm doing. Whether I'm snacking right here, like I mentioned, got a busy day tomorrow, or just need a quick protein boost, they're always my go-to. And if you love cracking open every shell for that satisfying crunch, the in-shell options are a classic favorite as well. Get snacking and get cracking. With the snack that packs the protein punch. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. One of the absolute strangest series you will ever see this week, and I'm pretty confident in that. Yes, weird. Smoked in 2 of the games, absolutely destroyed. And here you go. 2 wins where they were absolutely dominant against the Tampa Bay Rays. It's just weird. Absolutely weird series, but it happens. Can't be perfect every single time you go out there. And here you go. They get the victory today over Tampa. Wanted to give the love to the back end of the bullpen again. Brian King, he's been a little wobbly. Brian Abreu, really, really good today. And then Josh Hader. I don't think we give Josh Hader enough love all the time. He's 15 of 15 now in save opportunities this year. He looks like a guy that was brought in here to be paid a lot of money to close out baseball games, like actually looking like the guy that they brought in instead of the guy that showed up last year. And he had a good stretch last season. There's no denying that by any means. But the guy's 23 games in now, 25 innings pitched. He's only allowed 13 hits, 4 total runs, and most of those were, all of them were in non-important situations, which is exactly what you want because you're going to give up runs during the year. It's just a question of when you do it. 149 batting average against, whip .76. In those 25 innings, the strikeouts had 37 to just 6 walks, which is always a great number. 144 ERA. He is back to being, the elite guy that he was last year in San Diego and the guy that he was every single year in Milwaukee. Awesome stuff out of him. And I feel as confident as I have felt in a long time about the Astros getting wins when the guy that they have in the 9th inning comes in there with the way that he has pitched. He will be an all-star again this season. Won't be the first time that he's been an all-star. But you know what? That's okay. That the Astros, or I should say that's a good thing for the Astros, and then it'll be a good thing if they can get multiple guys into that all-star game as well. Now they're off to Pittsburgh. They're off tomorrow, by the way, which would be nice to have another day off. The month of June has every Monday off, but I think next Monday. So they don't have any of those crazy long stints where they play a stupid amount of games other than they're going to play from the 10th. Well, I shouldn't say that. They're going to play from the 10th all the way through the 22nd. So that's a pretty lengthy period of time. That's what, 3, 6, 10, 13 straight days in a row with a baseball game before they get another day off. And then, of course, July will have plenty of days off because they've got the All-Star break mixed in there, but not a lot of days off when you're in the middle of the game. So, you always have to take a look at the rest. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Oh, and by the way, I didn't even completely mention, we'll see how much in this series coming up after they have the day off, how much they're going to play Jacob Melton. I completely forgot to mention that, of course, with DeCinzo going on the injured list. He's not really ever met the expectation level that they've had in the minor leagues, that, people have given him the praise that they've given. He's kind of defaulted as one of the Astros' top prospects, has all the tools, but the results in the minor leagues have never been like, oh, eye-popping, this guy has to be. If he was eye-popping results, he would have been here probably a year and a half ago. He's been okay. We'll see how it goes in the big leagues, how much run they give him. It's a hard position to boot Jake Myers out of, because Jake Myers has been great this year. So I don't think he's going to play a ton. Maybe he gets some looks in left field because he can play all the positions. Maybe just play Altuve at second base for a minute and play Melton in left. That's fine. But I wanted to mention that as well. So Tuesday night, of course, again, the Astros are going to play, like I mentioned, in Pittsburgh. It'd be nice to see them play back in that ballpark. What a great ballpark. I haven't been there, but just the look of it, I still want to go to it. It's on my list. It's going to be Lance McCullers going in for Tuesday night's baseball game. They need Lance to keep being Lance. There's no doubt about it. But all the games in this series, by the way, our local time are at 5:40 p.m. So we will be nice and early. This old man right here will be going to sleep at a good time that he absolutely enjoys. Hey, I appreciate all you guys stopping by and watching this afternoon. Make sure that you hit subscribe to the channel. Come back. We do this after every game. We're live with the Locked On Astros Postcast. Have a great rest of your Sunday. We'll talk again Tuesday night after Astros and Pirates.